All right, ready for this. Today we're gonna really dig into eco-friendly bag interfacing.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking making bags that are not only stylish and strong, but, good for the planet too.
Totally.
And we're gonna be looking at that awesome blog post by Joanne Gray.
She's got such great tips.
So you're ready to get started on your next, sustainable sewing project.
Let's do it.
Okay, so for anyone out there who's maybe not a sewer, what is interfacing?
You can think of it as the backbone of a bag, right?
Yeah.
It gives it that structure and helps it stand up.
It's like the unsung hero.
Exactly. Makes your bag, actually hold a shape and all the stuff you put in it.
So let's get into the why. Why should we even care about eco-friendly interfacing?
Okay, so think about it. The traditional stuff, a lot of times it ends up in landfills, right?
Yeah.
And it can take, forever to break down.
Oh, for sure.
Decades, even centuries. But eco-friendly interfacing, especially those biodegradable options, they just break down naturally.
So much better.
Yeah, and no harmful residues left behind.
So it's not just about the bag itself.
Right.
It's about the bigger picture, making a choice that, is good for the future.
Absolutely. And the best part, there's an eco-friendly option for practically any bag you can think of making.
So what kind of options are we talking about here?
Well, Joanne Gray, in her blog post, she talks about organic cotton, hemp, and then recycled materials.
Okay, so organic cotton, that seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, natural, soft.
Grown without all those harsh chemicals.
Right.
But hemp is interesting to me.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard it's incredibly strong.
Hemp is seriously strong.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the strongest natural fibers out there.
Wow.
And here's something cool. Hemp fabric, it actually gets softer over time. As it ages, it develops this beautiful, patina.
Oh, wow.
So your bag not only gets more eco-friendly, but it, looks better with age.
Okay, that's amazing. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, and then what about, you mentioned recycled materials. What are we talking about there?
Well, they can do some pretty amazing stuff these days.
Yeah.
Think recycled polyester made from plastic bottles.
No way.
Yeah. And even fabrics made from textile waste, stuff that would have just ended up, in a landfill.
So they take that and turn it into...
They transform it into high quality interfacing.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it performs just as well, if not better, than, the conventional stuff.
So innovative. I'm impressed. But, okay, so many options. How do you know which interfacing is right for your project?
Well, Joanne has some great advice on that.
Okay, good.
She says to focus on three main things: weight, stiffness, and then whether it's fusible or sew-in.
Okay, let's break those down. Weight seems kind of, straightforward.
Yeah.
Thicker interfacing for heavier bags and thinner for, lighter ones.
Exactly. You think about what the bag is going to be used for, right?
Yeah.
How much wear and tear it's going to get.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
A sturdy tote bag, for groceries or travel, that needs a heavier interfacing
Makes sense.
than a little clutch you'd use for a night out.
Right. Totally different needs. Okay, and then what about stiffness? How do you know how, stiff or flexible you want your bag?
It's all about the shape you're going for, right?
Yeah.
If you want a structured handbag or a backpack, something that needs to hold its shape, you'll need a stiffer interfacing.
Okay.
But if you want a softer look, more relaxed, like a slouchy tote bag, then you go for a less stiff option.
So it depends on the style and, the function of the bag.
Exactly.
Okay, so stiffer interfacing is a rigid skeleton.
Yeah, think of it that way.
And softer interfacing lets it move and drape more.
Exactly.
Got it. And lastly, fusible versus sew-in. What's the difference?
So fusible interfacing, it's got this heat-activated adhesive.
Okay.
You just iron it onto your fabric.
Easy.
Super quick, convenient, and it gives you this smooth, crisp finish.
Nice.
Sew-in, well, you got sew it on.
Like the name suggests.
Yeah. Takes a little more time, but it gives you more control.
Yeah. Okay, I see. So there's no right or wrong answer.
Right.
It depends on your preference and, the project.
Exactly. And honestly, the fun part is trying these different options out,
Yeah.
seeing how they work with your fabrics.
Which brings us to testing.
So important.
You can't just jump in and make the bag, right?
No. Testing is crucial, especially with these eco-friendly material, because they all have their own little quirks.
Yeah.
You want to get a feel for how they interact with your fabric.
Before you go all in on a project.
Exactly.
Joanne talks about a swatch test.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, it's so simple. You just cut a little piece of the interfacing,
Hmm?
and you either fuse it or sew it to a scrap of your fabric.
Oh, okay.
And then you can see how the two work together.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. Like, how does the fabric drape? How does it feel?
I can see how that would save a lot of frustration later.
Oh, totally. It's all about setting yourself up for success.
Making sure you end up with a bag you love.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about the types of eco-friendly interfacing.
We have.
We've talked about the importance of testing.
Yep.
But I'm guessing there's a lot more to learn about, actually working with these materials.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So when we come back, we'll get into all those tips.
We'll get into the nitty-gritty.
And answer some common questions and concerns.
Don't go anywhere.
All right, welcome back. We are in the middle of our deep dive all about eco-friendly bag interfacing.
That's right. Still unpacking all those tips and tricks from Joanne Gray's blog.
And I want to get into actually like working with this stuff now.
Okay, yeah.
So what are some like key things to remember?
So one thing Joanne really emphasizes is pre-washing your eco-friendly interfacing.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially the natural fibers like the cotton or the hemp.
Right.
They can shrink,
Yeah.
just like fabric.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want any surprises after you've already, started on your bag.
Exactly. Got to be prepared. What about cutting? Any special techniques?
Well, you always want accurate cuts.
Of course.
But with these eco-friendly materials, it's extra important.
Right. Okay.
You want nice, clean, precise cuts.
So what do you use?
Joanne recommends using a rotary cutter with a clear gridded ruler.
Oh, yeah, to keep your line straight.
Exactly. Keep those pieces consistent.
I've definitely messed that up before.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Those wonky cuts can really show in the final bag.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's all about those details, those professional-looking details.
Okay, so details. What about, like, holding the edges while you're working?
Oh, good point. So instead of using pins...
Which can leave holes?
Yeah, especially in those delicate fabrics, she recommends using clips.
Clips? That's such a good idea. I never thought of that.
Simple, but effective.
It's those little things. All right, so now we're ready to sew.
Let's sew.
What kind of needle do we need?
Joanne, she suggests a universal needle,
Okay.
size 80-12.
Right.
That's a good all-around choice for most eco-friendly materials.
Perfect. And, stitch length, does that matter?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh.
Stitch length can affect how strong your seams are,
Right.
especially in areas that get a lot of stress.
Like the bag straps or handles?
Yeah, exactly. Joanne recommends a shorter stitch length in those spots,
Okay.
about 2.5 millimeters.
Yeah.
Just for, extra reinforcement.
Makes sense. That's where it takes the most, like, wear and tear.
Exactly. And for a nice clean finish, she recommends a zigzag stitch along the edges of the intercoursing.
Oh, to prevent fraying.
Yeah, just another one of those little details that makes your bag look amazing.
All those little techniques, they really elevate the project.
Totally. It shows you care.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the practical tips, but I know people have questions about eco-friendly interfacing
I do, yeah.
concerns. So let's talk about some of those. One big question that Joanne addresses in her blog is durability.
Okay.
Is eco-friendly interfacing as durable as the traditional kind?
That's a great question. And, I had that same question when I first started using eco-friendly materials.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say yes. These options are very durable.
Okay, good.
A lot of them, like recycled polyester and organic cotton, they're known for being strong.
Okay.
They can handle everyday use.
So you're not sacrificing durability to be sustainable.
Exactly.
That's what I like to hear.
Right.
Okay, and what about versatility? Can you use eco-friendly interfacing for, like, any kind of bag?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
There's a sustainable option for pretty much any bag style you can imagine.
Really? Wow.
From those lightweight totes to more structured handbags.
So, like, if I wanted to make a slouchy tote bag, I could use, like, a lightweight recycled cotton.
Exactly. But if you were making a structured handbag, you might go with a firmer recycled polyester.
Okay, I get it.
It all comes down to what you want the bag to look like and what you're going to use it for.
It's about matching the interfacing to the project.
Exactly.
And of course, don't forget that swatch test.
Always test.
So important. I can already see how using the right eco-friendly interfacing can really, like, just elevate a bag.
Oh, yeah?
Make it more sustainable, more stylish.
Absolutely.
We've covered so much good stuff today, and I feel like I'm ready to, like, get started on a new bag right now.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
What are your final thoughts on this whole deep dive?
I'm just so inspired, by all of the possibilities.
Me too.
It's amazing how much innovation there is in, like, sustainable crafting these days.
It really is.
And Joanne's blog post, it really shows you that you can make those conscious choices without sacrificing, quality or style.
She makes it so approachable.
All right, we're back for the last part of our deep dive into eco-friendly bag interfacing.
I know. I can't believe how much we've covered.
So many great tips and, just inspiration to really make those eco-conscious choices.
It's really amazing to see how, like, creativity and responsibility can go hand in hand.
Absolutely. And I think Joanne Gray's blog post does a fantastic job of just like laying it all out.
She really breaks it down so well. Makes it easy to understand.
Yeah. And it gives you the confidence to actually like try it yourself.
Exactly. You don't have to be an expert to, make sustainable choices.
And she really emphasizes that like it's okay to experiment.
Cool.
It's not about like following a strict set of rules.
It's about finding what works for you and your project.
Yeah, exploring. So as we wrap up, what would you say, like, what's your final piece of advice for our listeners who are like ready to start their own sustainable sewing adventures?
I would say don't be afraid to just, like, jump in and try stuff.
Yeah,
There's so many amazing materials out there.
it's true.
Try different types of interfacing, experiment with different fabrics, and see what you can come up with.
Play around. It's so much fun to like discover new things.
Exactly.
So to all our listeners out there, we encourage you to, get creative, make those eco-friendly choices.
Have fun.
Every little bit makes a difference, right?
Absolutely.
We really hope this deep dive has, given you the knowledge and the inspiration to create some amazing bags.
Bags that you're proud of.
Bags that are beautiful and durable and good for the planet.
Yes.
Be sure to check out Joanne Gray's blog post and all the other resources that we've mentioned. We'll have links to everything in the show notes.
Happy sewing, everyone.
And until next time, keep diving deep and keep creating.